Robert Malove, got some more technical questions for you. I know when I was a prosecutor and handling these kind of cases when I was a baby DA, I deal with these cases, and so many times the defense attorneys, I mean, they would just go crazy if it was a breathalyzer. They loved it. They didn't want to deal with a blood draw to measure the blood alcohol content because that's usually more reliable. It's tougher to challenge. So they would get these breathalyzer results, challenge them, do Department of Motor Vehicle hearings, go through the logs, see if it was properly calibrated, see when was the last time it was checked, and sometimes they would be very successful, showing that perhaps that individual unit was not operating properly. How goes it in Florida?
Well, let's assume that the machine was working properly. The science behind the intoxilyzer is based on a partition ratio. Let me give you a little primer about how the machine works. It's based on an average of 2,100 to 1. That's an average. It says that there are 2,100 parts of alcohol in the air for every 1 part of alcohol in the blood. Well, as you know, not all of us are the same. We're all unique. We don't go into the store and buy clothing that is one size fits all. Some of us are fat, some of us are thin, some of us are tall, some of us are short. The men don't usually go to buy all the same clothes. So some of us are below the 2,100 to 1. What happens is the machine takes a number and then multiplies it times the partition ratio of 2,100 to 1. If the cross-examination is done correctly, they take the number, they divide it out by 2,100, and then they multiply that by a lower partition ratio. This breath test result is just barely over the legal limit. If you take the .08 and you divide that by 2,100, you get the number, you multiply that, let's say, by a partition ratio, which the literature supports, of 1,700 to 1, you're going to end up with a breath test result that's under the legal limit. And that's what the defense attorneys have to do in this case to show that there's a reasonable doubt as to the reliability of the breath test in this case.
Because the range could be off just by that much, and when it's that low of a level,